Hello, true believers. Time to do another unboxing, and this time it's another power tool. As you can see, it's not, there's no hiding what it is based on what's in the box, but let me give you some background why I have this. Most of you know, or all of you know, that in my previous careers, that I worked with power tools. But the power tools I were using wasn't working with dead material like wood or metal. You know, I was working with live people using power tools. And 15 years ago, I walked away from that, and I'll touch up on the reason why I walked away from that. We started a family, and initially I didn't want a family. I didn't like my childhood growing up, so why would I want to put somebody through the same thing, especially growing up in America in the 80s, being treated as a second-class citizen. But the boss really wanted to start. She wanted to have a family. She wanted something that's a part of me to be growing inside her. So because of my love for her, I gave in. And the agreement was that the agreement was that she was going to stop working and stay at home and take care of the kids while I continue working. I was working, 3, 4, 5 different jobs at the time, which was fine. But the problem came in, which was a great agreement. I paid the bills and she stay home, take care of the kids. No problem, right? The problem came in is when the kids were born. I saw their little faces. I was less motivated to work and wanted to spend more time with them, but I couldn't because I got to pay the bills. I got promises to keep, which is fine, even though I wanted to stay at home and take care of them or spend more time with them. Problem came in was once the kids were born, the boss still wanted to continue to work because she has credit cards and she wanted to continue not only using them and paying them, and if she didn't work, then she wouldn't be able to continue using them. And my work was for paying the bills, not for credit cards, like mortgage, car payments, insurance, etc. Versus credit card, it's for stuff that you buy that next year, or you don't even have a chance to use them, that you don't even use them anymore. So you get into this perpetual debt. So she wasn't willing to let go of that, and the only way to take care of that was to move back here to the Philippines, where there's no credit cards and there's none of that keeping up with the Joneses. And I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and I get to spend more time with the kids. And the last 15 years have been the greatest time. I mean, there was a time in my career where I was very good at it. I was working with power tools. I was the best. I was really good at what I did. But the point was that it wasn't my priority anymore. When the kids came, they became a priority, and I had to choose which is more important. I couldn't be a great career person and be a great dad at the same time, and I had to choose which one, and it was the best choice I've ever made. Except for the incident, I've been enjoying every moment, every experience, both good and bad. Of course, I'm not going to let my best memories get diluted or get affected by some of the really bad ones. And the point here is that we're moving on. And we're moving on with, so now you know my background, why I retired, why I came to the Philippines. So that's one of the significant reasons. Everybody's got their theory and their innuendos and their suspicions, but the truth of the matter is, it's always simple. It's like the game of football or soccer. It's simple. Everything is simple. The hard part, the complicated part, is keeping it simple. And this is where a lot of these yahoos, a lot of these cult followers don't get it. And they can't keep it simple. So anyway, back to the unboxing. So why do I have this? Well, I always made Bible references about Jesus, and I always said the Bible is you can't take it literally. It's a metaphor about life, it was a collection of experiences of people's lives that are always consistent. There's themes in the Bible, especially betrayal, and there's different characters in the Bible. And which one are you? And I always made references to getting betrayed, resurrecting. I mean, I should have been dead. The police should have killed me. As everybody knows, the police over here are so corrupt. They're like they're not number one, the top 10 most corrupt people in the world. And that means they're murderers. These people are rapists. These people are thieves. So with that reality, I should have been dead. But after almost 3 years, I was resurrected, and here I am. So with the Bible references, I also know that Jesus was a carpenter. Well, and I always make references to my character being there versus for brain dead. We can all guess which character brain dead is. You only have one life. You have to pick a character that what role are you going to play in the Bible? Are you going to be a brain dead? Are you going to be a Jesus? Well, part of being Jesus is what he was he's a carpenter. So I wanted to get back into power tools since I used it before. Like I said, not on dead things, but on living things. But now, of course, that was 15 years ago. Now they use lasers now and time travel. So, but I still know the basics, and the basics is power tools here, which is a circular saw. So I wanted to get back into carpentry again now that I have my freedom again in my life again, that I have been resurrected. And part of my vendetta is living well and enjoying life and doing projects. And I wanted to get back into power tools and try carpentry, since that's something that's been on my list for a while. Everybody knows I've got this list that's always growing. And the list is, part of it is doing carpentry. I don't know when I have time to use this. I just knew it was available. I said, you know what, let me get it. So when I have time, when that is, I don't know, because everybody knows, first and foremost, I'm a full-time Silver Achiever student. This is what online school has forced the parents to do. So the online classes, and this is going to go on for another year, and who knows if it's going to go on forever, because there's a lot of money to be made in controlling people using the pandemic. So I have no say one way or the other. I mean, you could always say that, like, well, why don't you vote? Here in the Philippines, you vote, it's the same. It's still the same corrupt people. How can you tell which one is more corrupt than the other? This is how culture is. Over here, it's not called corruption. It's called Tuesday over here. It's called culture. So I can't control that. So if that means I'm an online student for another year, 2 years, then I might not be able to do as much carpentry projects as I want to. But anyway, let's get to the unboxing. It's like 8 minutes later, I'm finally get to the unboxing. So here we go. As you can see, it's a Makita circular saw. I don't know what this number is, 53,340K, but it's there. It's a circular saw. It's a Makita. It's probably made in China, but it's a reputable brand, circular saw, and I already know what's in the box. So let's actually get to the actual unboxing itself. So, ta-da! So most of you, or some of you, probably have a power saw themselves, and Makita is a good brand. So let's see what we get with our circular saw here in the Philippines. So you got my receipt over here. What does that say? No, it says the price. If you're wondering, it's 5,000 pesos. So it's like $100. So here's your manual, how to use a saw. I think I can figure it out. The important thing is I really need to know is don't cut off your fingers. So that's always a risk. I mean, I didn't cut off my fingers for years and years when I was using power tools in my other job. Of course, I was very careful, So, but then there's idiots always that I would see walk, and I always in the emergency room where I would see, it's usually power tool accidents. A lot of it is lawnmowers. So sharp power tools you'll see in the emergency room results all the time. So it comes with a circular saw. It's carbide tipped for wood. Maximum speed. So if you can read that, appreciate that. There you go. So it comes with a circular blade. Taste of my blade. So that's what it comes with. And let's look at the actual power tool itself. So here it is. What else is over here? Hold on a second before we get to that. Aha, there's this. It's a, not sure how it installs it, but how it goes on it, but I'll figure it out. I went to college, so this should be easy for me to figure out. So it comes with that. And then let's get to the power tool itself. Check that out. So there's this, the blade is not in yet, but here it is. You can see it in all its glory. If you haven't caught it yet, it's a Makita. Or I don't know if this is Japanese, but like I said, it's probably made in China. Yep, made in China. So here it is. If you check it out, it's a 220 volt. So 185, 190 millimeter. Makita Corporation. It is a Japanese company, but like everything here in the Philippines, it could be a Japanese company, Korean company, American company. It's still made in China, which is fine. My phone that I'm using right now is made in China. So I said, but the problem is with a lot of Chinese products, just as long as it doesn't have any moving parts, it should be fine. So like I said, this is my first time using power tools. So you've seen that I've got a drill also. So, and over here you've got your wrench. So there. So there's a place for it so you don't lose it. So here it is, so you can lock it in so it doesn't fly off and hit you in the face and split your skull in half. So you put that, you keep that in there as your key, like so you don't have to lose it. But this looks like it's a regular. I have a bunch of these, and a lot of things from China come with one of these already, so no tools necessary. So let's keep looking at the saw. So we already looked at it from the side. Here's the handle. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with it. This is my first time having a circular saw. So here's the trigger finger action. And let's take a look at what else. So it's got that's your power cord. Let's look at the power cord. And I would love to give you guys a demonstration, but like I said, I don't have a lot of time right now to do this. But what I can do in the meantime is do an unboxing. So for most of you who are familiar with this, you can probably tell me, okay, what is this? What does this do? What does that do? Well, you just put the blade in and press the trigger and start sawing stuff. So I've seen this where it goes. I've seen this, I should have used my chest mount, where you have it on like some kind of flat bench and you move the saw through it. And then, so this thing is kind of like a safety. And as you move the blade through the wood or whatever it is that you're cutting, this thing kind of moves out of the way. And then when you're not using it, it's supposed to cover most of the blade. So like I said, you don't cut off your fingers. So here it is where you lock it in. It's like I said, I'm not gonna put it together right now because I'm not gonna be using it for a while. But like I said, I wanted to just do the unboxing. I don't wanna put the blade in and somebody just stick it and it's not locked properly. And so it's like putting ammunition in a gun when you're not gonna use it yet. So I won't use it yet, but I just wanted to show you what I'm up to and what other tools that I am accumulating. And this time it's a power saw, circular saw, okay? So that concludes today's unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. Do you have something like this? Questions, comments, Is it a great deal? I couldn't tell you yet, but Makita is a great brand. So let me know what your experience is and what you have built with it, and what was my first project that I should build with it. Should I build a chair or a coffee table or a bench? Or let me know, and I'll put it on my list of things to do or things to make with my power saw or with my circular power saw. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next vlog unboxing review. So we unboxed another power tool. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Belts Only.